Yeah.
Okay, let's go. You're on.
Shalom. My name is Schneider. There's a famous sikha from Rabbi Nachman that appears in the Chayim. He says, until the time of the Rashbi, everything was quiet. Rashbi was a Chiddush. Then everything was quiet until the Ari was a Chiddush. And everything was quiet until the Baal Shem Tov, and the Baal Shem Tov was a Chiddush, and then everything quiet, and Rabbi Nachman is a Chiddush. She says, 4 Chiddushim. The Rashbi, the Ari, the Besht, and the Namach. And this became a thing of Emunah, those who write the theology of breslov, the Rabbi Nachman's of yitzhock, right? They say there's 5 tzaddikim. It's based on this sikha. Moshe Rabbeinu, the Rashbi, the Ari, the Baal Shem Tov, the Rabbi Nachman, they're the 5 tzaddikim. This is like a basic belief in breslov. Now, again, according to the conservative understanding, that's it. There's only 5 tzaddikim. But I want to give a liberal interpretation. First of all, between the Rashbi, between Moshe Rabbeinu and the Rashbi, there's a long time. Then between the Rashbi and the Ari, there's less time. And as we go forward, it becomes smaller and smaller spaces in time. So it's like a pyramid, like it's a pyramid, and with 6 blocks, and the capstone is the Mashiach, right? He's the 6th tzaddik emes. Now, I want to say that Rabbi Nachman doesn't mean that there's only these 5 tzaddik emes. It means that for us, that's the Hasidim, there's these 5, but there's many. In other words, the point is that there's many ways in Judaism. The capstone of all these
Rabbi
pyramids,
Schneider.
yes.
The way I understood it is, like you're saying, there's many tzaddikim, but these 5 or 4 were made big chedushim and changes.
Okay. So there's in the halachic mind, Rabbi Soloveitchik writes that there's no shinui. Shinui is like reform, but there is chidush. He uses the exact terminology of Rabbi Nachman. There is chidush in Yiddishkeit. You know, it's like it does evolve. Okay, but what I'm trying to say, let's say there's a system, Moshe Rabbeinu, then you go to Avsad, then you go to the Kuzri, then you go to the Maral, and then you go to Avkuk. That's also a pyramid. Now, there are many pyramids. The point of the tzaddik emes, it means somebody who's giving away for people to follow. And you have to give him a lot of money, and you have to, so that he should be able to do his thing and publish for him, etc., etc. And it's a system. There are many systems in Yiddishkeit, and the point is that each person has to find his, like you like the Satmarov, right? Okay, so the Satmarov is part of a system, whatever it is. Going from Moshe Rabbeinu to the Rashbi, to the Ari, to the Baal Shem Tov, to the Satmarov, whatever it is. In other words, anybody who represents a system, like before you're talking about the Chaim. The Chaim also, to a certain extent, represents a system, right? The main thing is don't speak Lashon Hara. He doesn't speak about Shmir Sabris, Bechlal. What happened to Shmir Sabris? No manyan at all. He wants you to Yishomer Bris Halashon, not Bris Hamaor, right? So he's also a tzaddik emes. So I'm not mistaken, the Kuturan, it says tzaddikim amitim shebedor. How can there be tzaddikim amitim shebedor? Moshe Rabbeinu, who's a tzaddik emes, until all those generations, until the Rashbi, and the Rashbi became the tzaddik emes, until the Ari, and then the Ari until the Baal Shem Tov, and then the Baal Shem Tov until Rabbi Nachman. So how can there be tzaddikim? How can there be tzaddikim amitim shebedor? No, because there's more than one system. There are many systems. Okay, now Yishmael, you wanted to hear stories from the Chayim.
Yes,
I heard
father.
stories I heard two stories from my father many, many years ago. I can't
Rabbi Schneider.
these are that I'm remembering accurately.
Rabbi Schneider.
Yes, sir.
Our listeners should know that your father learned by the Chaim. Tell us a little about it.
My father learned in the Chaim's yeshiva. He learned by Rav Naftali Trop. Rav Naftali Trop was his Rebbe in Gemara, and his Rebbe in Musar was Rabbi Eliezer Zev Luft. The Chofetz Chaim didn't speak in the yeshiva. The Chofetz Chaim would speak in his house. Whoever wanted to come would come. As my father actually wanted to listen to the Chofetz Chaim, I don't know. And my father never claimed to be a Talmud of the Chofetz Chaim. He was a Talmud of Naftali Trop and Rav Eliezer Zev Luft. But he learned in the Chofetz Chaim's yeshiva. Now, I don't know if he saw these stories with his own eyes or he was told these stories. But one story is as follows. The Chofetz Chaim, he moved the yeshiva out of Radin in World War I. His son-in-law, Rav Herschel Levinson, made a Gorah Lagua 3 times, and each time it came out that they should move, so they moved. They're moving a couple of hundred people. They don't know where they're going. They ended up in Shumayich. The people were very happy to take them in, but it was a small place. Where are they going to put the Bachrim? So many of the Bachrim were sleeping in the Beis Medrash. One day, one of the important Balabatim comes in. It's time to daven Shachris, and he says, "We can't pray because there's tens or hundreds of Bachrim still sleeping, or they got up to daven." But he says there's a bad odor. There's a bad odor in the Beis Medrash. Hundreds of boys were sleeping there in the middle of the winter with closed windows. There's a bad odor. We can't daven. So the Chofetz Chaim walked over to him and he said, "Their stunk is chesed for an hour davening. Their stink is more important than your davening. You should know who you're dealing with. You should have respect for Yeshiva Bachram." That's one story. And another story is that it was Sukkot and they didn't have Abba Minim. And the Chofetz Chaim paskin that you can make a bracha on last year's Esrog. And one of the Balabatim said, no, you can't make a bracha. And the Bachrim got very angry at him that he had the chutzpah to be chaylik on the Chofetz Chaim, who's a Mishnah Berurah. If the Mishnah Berurah paskin is gepaskin. Okay, those are the 2 stories that I remember. Thank you very much. Laila Tov. Yitzhock. Shalom, shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi Schneider. We hope to hear from you again shortly. Litrot